So the crisis is that ultimate decision your main character makes, and it works hand in glove with the climax. Because whatever decision the crisis decision is going to lead to the climax. In Star Wars, the crisis decision for Luke is to turn off the targeting computer, to walk by faith, not by sight. And that leads to the climax where Death Star goes boom. The big finish. The problem is resolved, the question is answered, the tension lets up, and it's approximately 5 pages from the end of the script. We still have one more plot point to go to after the climax, however, and that's the denouement, or the resolution. It ties up loose ends. It can show the spread of climactic effects. It can act as a slow curtain for the audience, and it usually happens 1 to 5 pages from the end. The majority of the Star Wars movies all have a big ceremony at the end. Episode 4, we have the medal ceremony where, Luke and Han and Chewbacca all get medals, and R2D2 gets reassembled, and everybody is shiny and well scrubbed, and Leia looks over at Han and it's like, hey, he's kind of cute for a scruffy looking nerf herder. And episode 6, we get the big victory celebration after Death Star 2 goes boom. Episode 1, however, The Phantom Menace, we have a celebration of sorts, but there is a snake in the garden. The Phantom Menace, aka Senator Palpatine himself, soon to become Chancellor Palpatine and eventually Emperor Palpatine, is right with them celebrating because everything's going according to the plan he's orchestrated. Another great example is at the end of West Side Story when Maria gives the big speech after Tony's been killed, and she asks Bernardo, is this how you fire this gun? Or is that Chino? I forget. But anyway, she grabs the gun, but she doesn't kill herself. And as a kid, that always bothered me. It's like, why didn't she kill herself? It's supposed to be Romeo and Juliet. But because Maria doesn't kill herself, we get the feeling that as the score swells up, the jets on one side, the sharks on the other side, bear up Tony's body, acting as pallbearers, and you get the feeling that the next day is not going to be just like any other day, that there has been some healing and that they've learned something from these deaths in their neighborhood. And then that's what our script looks like. And notice Act 1 is going to be of intermediate length. Act 2 is going to be the longest act because that's where you do the majority of your character development. Act 3 should be your shortest act because after you hit that second turning point, you really want that action to be going. You want that ticking clock to kick in. In Star Wars, we on Yavin 4, the Rebel base, we get an audio warning. Death Star in range in 4 minutes. So it's like, hey, we got to blow this thing up or we're dead. And that's what your script looks like.